Thanks for staying with us. You're watching TVC News at 1. We're staying on developments in the oil sector. More reactions are trailing the new pump price of petrol. The Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives has condemned the recent announcement by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to increase the PMS price. They say the recent development is not only ill-timed, but also insensitive to the harsh economic conditions currently being experienced by Nigerians. The Minority Caucus is deeply concerned that this decision by the NNPCL appears to have been made without adequate consultation with relevant stakeholders, including the National Assembly, which represents the interest of the people. The Minority Caucus, in a statement by its leader, Kingsley Chinda, called on the federal government to urgently intervene, explore and implement more sustainable measures to stabilize the economy without placing an additional burden on the people, while prioritizing the rehabilitation and upgrading of the country's local refineries to curb corruption within the petroleum sector. The Nigerian Army is focusing on leadership development to enhance team management within its ranks. This is according to the commander of the Training and Doctrine Command of the Nigerian Army, Major General Aligbe. He said this at the start of a leadership training program in Mina, Niger State. Chineme Bamiyi has details.
The Training and Doctrine Command of the Nigerian Army is enhancing the skills of its officers through this leadership training, aimed at strengthening the Army's capabilities and readiness to fulfill its constitutional duties. According to Major General Kevin Aligbe, the training is designed to transform the Nigerian Army into a more responsive and efficient force, equipping officers with essential tools and strategies for effective team management.
Important to note that appropriate superior authority holds you in very high esteem to optimally key into this leadership package to bolster or enhance our leadership skills both in peace and war times. I would therefore like to implore all the participants to apply themselves positively to the deliberations or interactions to be held in the course of this workshop.
It will further aid commanders at all levels on how to lead their subordinates effectively during military engagements while fostering cohesion for better operational outcomes. Let me quickly remind us that effective and pragmatic leadership is a panacea for the success of any military operation within a joint environment.
The theme of the conference, Enhancing Doctrine and Combat Development in the Nigerian Army for Effective Leadership in a Joint Environment, reflects the Army's focus on improving leadership in a collaborative setting. One of the conference resource persons delivered a lecture on the psychology of leadership, highlighting its importance in fostering better civil-military relations.
Like all those people you see sitting in the hall now, they have a better understanding that leadership is not go, I go. Now they understand that leadership requires a lot of thinking, it requires a lot of planning, it requires a lot of strategy. And the same approach you use at different ranks is different because each office, each position, each rank requires different capacities and competencies from you. You will get to a point where you are doing more of the administrative, more of the strategic. At a certain level as a young officer, you are tactical. You move to a certain level and you are now strategic.
Leadership trainings like this at the Training and Doctrine Command helps to foster a proper civil-military relationship between the officers and the generality of the public that they serve. Chineme Bamiyi, TVC News, Mina.
And to reduce the devastating effects of climate change on the environment, the Enugu State government is stepping up collaboration and youth engagement to address the challenges. Senior reporter Bamidele Ajayi has more.
The recent United Nations Weather Agency sounded a red alert about global warming, citing record smart change, increases last year in greenhouse gases, land water temperature, melting at glacier and sea ice, warning that the world's effort to reverse the trend have been inadequate. The World Meteorological Organization reported that a high probability that 2024 will be another record hot year, supported by the Geneva-based agency, ratcheted up concern that much voted climate goal is increasingly in jeopardy, suggesting that the world should unite to limit the planetary warming to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius, that is 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, from pre-industrial levels. At this consultative workshop organized by South Sahara Development Organization, Enugu State Ministry of Environment, engaging different youth organizations, development partners, on the need to step up awareness creation to avert the negative effect of climate change on the environment. Representative of the state government underscores essence of the collaborative effort that will evolve a workable framework that will have various input to ensure success of the program.
That policy that have been enacted or that have been with the federal government, we are trying to bring up, do other researches in as much as we can bring a subnational policy on that very national policy, which I've extracted. We need to engage people more, to collaborate with so many people, engage so many people to get accurate program that will be included in that very policy.
Members of the development partner highlight several engagements undertaken to develop a climate change policy that is achievable.
We know that Nigeria is made up of a lot of youth. Over 50% of the population is made up of youth. So we are looking at having a youth consultative forum. That is what we are doing today, where we'll get youth leaders from different sectors to also profile their thoughts on this policy.
The workshop aims to step up the climate change action plan that involves youth participation with the hope to achieve the global net zero expectation in people's day-to-day activities, in line with the National Climate Change Policy Action Target for Subnationals. Bamidele Ajayi, TVC News Enugu.
And out to Ekiti State, where the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, Agile, has held a stakeholders consultative forum town hall meeting in Omo, Ekiti. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Michael Omolayo, emphasized Governor Yebanji's commitment to providing necessary support on the Agile initiative. Relevant key players at the event delivered goodwill messages, emphasizing the importance of education development and parental involvement.
As joint benefits that we can see benefits from this intervention. And just as have been mentioned, Ekiti State is the only state in the south that is benefiting from this laudable program. And Agile has various components. And most of these components, they are addressing every areas or challenges of education that can help the government to achieve desired education outcomes.
What we have heard today gives us that the assurance that the stakeholders, principals, members of the school-based management committee, parents, and even the students, we are all working together to achieve this goal. And on this note, I also want to enjoin the school-based management committee, in whose hands the Agile projects have been committed, to continue to live to the responsibility being placed in their hands.
In a bid to ensure massive food production in Osun State, the state government has distributed 600 bags of fertilizer to women farmers and Farmers Association in the state. We have details in this report.
The state government recently procured 31 tractors to be given to farmers in the state. Now, the farmers are being provided with fertilizer through the State Ministry of Federal Affairs in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
The objective of this thing is to ensure that farmers get inputs that will enhance their work and make food security to be assured in the state. My message to the beneficiaries is that as they are being given freely, they should also use it. They should use it for the purpose for which it is intended.
The aim and objective of this gesture is to enhance food production in the state. It is my belief that in the next few months, we have abundant food in the state.
The State Commissioner for Federal Affairs, Folashade Adeleke, encouraged the beneficiaries, especially the women farmers, to maximize the opportunity.
It's part of the 5-point agenda of Our Excellency, Senator Dr. Noritin Ademola-Adeleke, to boost food security in Osun State. So we hope that this one will go a long way to promote the food production in the states.
Beneficiaries believe the fertilizer will improve their annual production.
It's a nip down in the life of women farmers in the states, because
women have been sidelined for a very long time, and for us to get this, a lot of bags of fertilizer is a great achievement for all women farmers in Osun State, and we are ensuring you that by the grace of Almighty Allah, we are going to make best use of the fertilizer to contribute our own portion to the food security in the states.
This also is going to help us a lot in our production, and I can assure you that we are going to make use of what we are given, the fertilizer we have given today. And this also will serve as an example to others.
The state government hopes to see the results of its investment in agriculture starting from next year. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.
And here in Lagos State, no fewer than 1,200 local farmers across Lagos East Senatorial District have received fertilizers provided by the